Hey, I'm Del and I'm going to be teaching you how to crochet. It's really easy, it's straightforward and it's fun. You can make tons of stuff. It's not all just doilies and things as people seem to think. You can crochet toys, jewellery, clothing, home accessories, lots of fun things. So I'm going to do a series of video tutorials that will take you from the very beginning. So if you never crocheted before, then you can start here and this will be fine. So things you need to get started: some yarn, crochet hooks and the scissors. They are the basic things. Crochet hooks come in a variety of flavours. These are ones that I've wrapped in clay myself just to give them thicker handles, because the really tiny hooks are very difficult to wield. So I've just made the handles a bit thicker. Now you can get crochet hooks with handles like this. They have the size marked on them and nice thick grips. Most of them are like this. They're just steel or aluminium possibly, or plastic rods, and they usually have the size marked on them either in the middle there, or this one is down the end, 5.5mm. And you can also get bamboo crochet hooks. I like them, they're nice and soft and comfortable to work with. Doesn't want to focus. There we go. And they also have the size marked on them somewhere. This is a 4mm one, but they have a nice gentle point. They're very easy to slide through the stitches. They're good to work with. Yarn you can get in lots of different colours, varieties, sizes. Now the sizing is important. When you buy some yarn, it'll have somewhere on there the weight. This is chunky weight. This is this one. So you can see it's thicker than that one. The strands are thicker. And on the back here, it'll have the recommended crochet hook size, if I turn that the right way around. It says the material, this one is 100% acrylic, the weight, the yardage in the ball, tension, 15 stitches, should be 10 centimeters. And it recommends a 5.5mm crochet hook, UK size 5 or a US I or 9. And it's got the knitting needle size requirements there. And it's got care instructions: don't bleach, don't tumble dry, iron on low. Most yarns will machine wash on a wool cycle, and this is acrylic, so it does tend to melt if it gets too hot, so be careful of that. And on there somewhere will be the colour lot. That's this number, 18491, and this is the dye lot. They dye wool in batches, and sometimes even the same colour, clover, will have a slightly different shade between lots. So if you want to do something all in one colour and make sure the colour stays constant, you need to buy in the same colour lot. So that's the yarn. So this one recommended a 5.5mm crochet hook, which is this one. Now this is the standard size crochet hook that you should use with this yarn type. It matches. You can go smaller and bigger, and they will make your stitches smaller and bigger correspondingly. You can't go too small. Let's try this one, because as you can see, this is a little bit small for snagging the yarn. One of the really tiny ones, which I think is this one. It's a wee bit small there for pulling up this thread. Chain stitch is the foundation of any crochet pattern. You'll always start with a chain. The first thing you need to do is a slip knot to start your project. So this is the easiest way I found of making a slip knot. There's lots of different ways you can do it, lots of different tutorials. This is the one that I find easiest, because I'm confused easily and this way confuses me the least. So you need to drip the tail end of your yarn over the palm of your hand, thus, and just hold it down and wrap it once and twice over your index finger. Now take this end and just hold it. Now take this back loop, pass it over the front loop and hold it. And take this, what's now the back loop, pass it over the front loop and underneath your finger, so you're left with this loop on your hook. And then just slide your hook underneath that loop, let go and pull it up. Then you can separate your tail end and your working end, and keep the tail end on the right hand side. And just pull them a little bit and that'll close the loop. So this is your slip knot to start. You see, you can make it bigger and smaller. You just pull there and it pulls up the tail and makes it bigger. Pull on the tail and make it smaller. So this is how you start, always. I tend to pull this reasonably tight, but still leave a little gap there because you still need to pull the next stitch through. Now, to work, this is the tail end, and this is called the working end. So you keep the working end on the palm of your hand. I loop it over my finger. Some people also like to wrap it around their little finger. That helps control the tension. And tension is how tight the yarn is that you're working with. So that's loose tension, and this is very tight tension. And you may need to do this when you're starting, just to keep your tension consistent, to make sure all your stitches are the same size. So I'm just going to wrap it over my index finger like that. When you're starting, because this is a slip knot, it does move. You need to hold this knot just to make sure it doesn't go bigger or tighter. Now, to make a chain, you pass your hook underneath the working yarn, and this is called pulling up a loop. So now you've got a loop of wool on the hook, and you turn the hook so that the point is facing down, and just pull it through your slip knot loop there, and that's one chain made. And then you just keep on doing that. Put the hook underneath the working end of the yarn, pull up a loop, turn the hook, and pull it back through that loop. Now, you can go this way around, so I usually go from the front to the back, but you can also go from the back to the front. And when you're doing it like this, your hook needs to be pointing up until you get to the yarn and pull it through. And I find this way more difficult, as evidenced by me struggling with that stitch there. So I always tend to go back to front, turn the hook down, pull it through. It doesn't matter which way you go as long as you're consistent, so always go the same way. So now I'm going to show you tension. If we start again, hold that, pull the first loop through, and I'm just going to work a few chains. You see, these are all the same size there. My tension was consistent. If I go to a looser tension, you see the chains are bigger. These are the first ones, and these are the next ones I made. And if I go to a tighter tension, so this is really tight now, and just work some really tight chain stitches in there. You'll see they are smaller. So if you look at this chain from further back, you can see it's not quite even. You've got a group of even ones there, then they get a bit bigger, and then they get a bit smaller. So your first crochet project is to practice lengths of chain. Nice thing about crochet is you can unravel it all and start over again, so you're not wasting yarn when you do this. So start with a slip knot, and then hook under the yarn, pull through, under, pull through, and just keep going like that. You may need to hold on to each chain as you make it, just to keep some weight on this. When you get better, you'll be able to chain without moving your fingers up the length for a few, and then I tend to move up and go over again. So first project is to practice rows of chain. So that one's nice and mostly consistent. Now the anatomy of a chain, see how many we've viewed here. Chain stitch is a V's, they're V-shaped, so there's a V there, then this is the next V, and the next V, and if I pull this out, see V, 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 each of those is a chain stitch. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 at the top there. And if you turn it over, it looks more like a chain on this end. These are the back loops. These straight loops are the back loops of the chain. So this is the back of your chain, that's the front of your chain. Now when you get to the end, grab the scissors. If you want to keep what you've done, snip the yarn and pull this through. Don't pull the tail, pull it through this end and just pull it tight, and it'll close that knot there. So you have your tail knot on this end. You can pull this one tight also and close up the last chain and tight that end, and now you've got the length of chain. So that's the first thing I want you to do, is practice making chains. Make them until you've got them nice and straight and even, and that'll control your tension. And if you want to use them, you can create little chain bracelets. You can make 3 and twist them together. That'll be a nice, more complex thing. Or you can make some long ones. Make 3 long ones of slightly different lengths, and then tie them at the top and loop them, so it'll be a nice chain necklace. And thus endeth lesson 1. Next lesson I'll be showing you the first basic stitch, the single crochet if you're American, or the double crochet if you're in the UK. And crochet terms are different between the America and the UK because nothing's ever straightforward. So I'll explain that next time. Bye!